Carrie, one of the companies in our life sciences ETF shared important news at the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference. Could you discuss the details and how it might influence our investment strategy?
Sure. So the news was that Johnson & Johnson is acquiring IntraCellular Therapies for about $15 billion. This fits really well with our investment thesis broadly in small cap biotech, where 2/3 of the drugs that are in development right now are controlled by smaller biotech companies, i.e. outside of big pharma. Big pharma is pretty much using the smaller companies as their pipeline. So we could say that small companies are the innovation engine of the pharmaceutical industry. IntraCellular was approaching profitability, and they did about $700 million in revenue in 2024. They had a drug called Caplyta. Caplyta is a very important drug. It was approved in 2019 for schizophrenia, 2021 for bipolar, and they recently had data in major depressive disorder. This drug was heading towards being a $5 billion drug at peak, and Johnson & Johnson confirmed that with the acquisition. Our research process is kind of illustrated throughout this whole thing. Number one, we had 9 meetings with senior management over the last 2 years. We did 2 calls with IP consultants to make sure the IP was rock solid. We talked to numerous competitors. We tracked the prescriptions every single week to see how Caplyta was doing. All of this bore out the investment thesis that this is a well-tolerated drug. There's no titration needed. It's a 30 to 50% grower for the next several years. The IP situation was mostly resolved. We did a discounted cash flow analysis and concluded that the stock was worth anywhere between $120 and $140, depending on how the intellectual property played out, and they were acquired for $132. So all of this pretty much validated what we've been seeing for the last couple of years.
For more information on the LFSC ETF, please visit emeraldetfs.com. That's emeraldetfs.com.